Hi guys, it's Saneth here again, the Traveling Mom Boss. Thank you guys for joining me again if you've been here before, and if you're new, I just want to let you know quickly, I'm a mom who loves to travel with my kids, of course, and we travel on a budget, and this is what this channel is all about. But today I wanted to do a video all about how I got over my fear of flying. So that's something huge because to travel internationally, you do have to fly. So guys, it took me years to overcome this fear, even when I was traveling. But I want to let you guys know how I did it and how last year I totally overcame the fear. So here's what I did. So I'm going to give you guys tips that I recommend to help you overcome your fear of flying. So guys, one of these has to work. And I'm going to let you know I use all of them, and I feel like all of them helped me get to where I am right now. But you can probably use one of these and just you're cured. Okay, so the first tip that I recommend is to use your faith. Depending on your faith and what you believe in, it could be helpful. So one thing that I always did is I always prayed before I went on my flight, and I prayed throughout my flight. So it did cause me a little anxiety because I did pray throughout the whole entire flight, but it did help me a lot because I felt confident knowing that I'm not gonna die because I prayed. So you guys try that and it may help you completely. You probably won't have to move on to step number 2, but try it. It did help me a lot. It made me get on that plane. So that's the most important thing. I wanna let you guys know why I had a fear of flying. This was actually due to 9/11 happening, and that's when, you know, the planes crashed into the World Trade Center. I was actually in high school, I believe about 10th grade or something along that line, I don't know. And I remember seeing it on TV and also seeing the smoke because I was in Brooklyn, New York, and it happened in Manhattan, and where I was located, you can see because I was in Brooklyn, and it was like downtown Manhattan, so you could see the smoke and everything. It was very traumatizing for me, so I was always scared that the plane that I would go on would someone would take it over and try to like crash the plane into something. I knew I had a fear of flying because when I was flying to Florida, which was about 2.5 hours away from New York, I was terrified. Like I literally wanted to jump out of the plane, but I didn't want to die. So I was like, I got to stay on the plane. But I did not want to travel at all again after that, the first experience going on a plane after that. I would make my family drive to Florida just so we won't have to go on a plane. The second tip is to get a prescription from your doctor. There's many different medications that you can get from your doctor, which can help you relax or go to sleep. It can help you anxiety. So if you feel like that's something you would like to do, definitely speak to your doctor. I would say a month in advance because you might have to get evaluated to see which prescription works best for you. Or you can simply go to your local pharmacy and get some melatonin. There's different dosages of melatonin. I would definitely try it before your flight. I would say maybe a month in advance to see what dosage works for you because it does come in like 0.5 milligram, 1, 3, 10, and I think up to 20 milligrams. So you do want to try it and see which works best for you. The third thing that I would recommend is to get a pet. I actually didn't try this step because I don't have a pet, but some people do have pets that they can take to travel with them. So I know that having a dog or any type of animal that you love, it can relax you. So if you do have a pet, you probably would have to get a passport for your pet, and I'm not too familiar with that, but try traveling with your pet. I think that would work because I've seen lots of people do it, so I do recommend that. The fourth tip that I recommend is meditation. Taking some time to relax and just breathe in, breathe out, get yourself some positive energy. Just to let you guys know, a lot of airports does have like a chapel or like a little church or area where you can go to pray and relax. So you can also go to that area and meditate and just relax yourself before you get on the plane. And I did use that, guys. That did help me a lot, but I still had my fear of flying. So I needed to move on to another step. So guys, like I said before, you may not need to keep moving on, but I recommend you try all of these things and you see which one is best for you, or whichever one is just gonna get you on the plane. The goal is to get you on the plane. My fifth tip, which is something that helped me, it almost completely got me cured because I always was scared of turbulence on a plane. I never understood what turbulence was. And I always wondered, why is a flight attendant walking around when the plane is shaking violently and like, we're gonna die, sit down. So I never understood what that was. So I actually had to watch a video about that. And guys, I want to let you know, since you have a fear of flying, don't go watching videos on YouTube of plane crashes. It's not gonna help you. That's not the way to cure it. But getting knowledge and doing research to see what's going on with the plane is something that's gonna help you feel more comfortable. So I did do research on turbulence, and I learned about turbulence. So I learned that basically with turbulence is when there's a shift in the airflow or the air pressure. So basically there might be some air that just goes woof up in the air, or the air is just moving like this. So if the plane is coming, it has to basically cut through that air. Basically when it's cutting through the air is when the plane is shaking violently like that. Or if there's like a little bit of bumps here and there, it's when the pilot decides to go around the turbulence, above the turbulence, or under it. But either way, there's gonna be a little reaction by the plane because it's passing all of that air pressure. So it's not because the plane is gonna crash, it's just that it's natural for things to happen in the atmosphere when a foreign object like a plane is going through it. So the pilot usually tries to go around it, but unfortunately they can't avoid the little bit of shaking of the plane. So now I'll feel turbulence and I'm just like chilling because now I know what it is. So definitely do some research in that to help yourself feel a little bit more comfortable. Another thing to research is how safe is it to fly. And guess what, guys? I learned that it's safer to fly than to drive. Believe it or not, the statistics says, according to research done in 2021, the likelihood of a plane crash is 1 in 9,821. The likelihood of a car crash is 1 in 114. So I'm going to go with the plane because driving is a high likelihood that there's going to be some type of accident. And the average times per year of a plane crash is like 20 crashes that happens. The amount of car crashes that happens in 1 year is about 5 million. So guys, it's actually safer to be up there than just to be on the road, like driving or walking, believe it or not. My sixth tip to get over your fear of flying is to sit closer to the front of the plane. Guys, I learned this. Don't sit in the back. Pay some extra dollars to sit in the front because it feels completely different. I'm telling you, when you sit in those back rows, if you ever notice, the back rows is always free. There's a reason why it's free. If you don't have a choice, I'm just telling you, don't sit in the very back, like the last 2 rows. Don't do it. I'm telling you. But if you have a choice or if you have the money, try to sit more to the front. I don't mean first class. I just mean at least in the middle of the plane or towards the even more in the front of the plane. Another way to not feel as much turbulence or any type of shaking of the plane is to sit closer to where the wing of the plane is, because remember, the wing is what's helping to cut through it, so you won't feel as much of the shaking of the plane or the turbulence if you sit towards the middle or by the wing of the plane. My 7th tip to overcome your fear of flying is to book a flight in the morning. So when you're flying in the morning, there's not as much change in the airflow and air pressure. The flight is just smoother, and then you can just go to sleep, because what you can do is just stay up all night the night before, and then when you go on your flight in the morning, you just sleep the whole way. If you're anxious a lot, you may not sleep, but the only thing is that you're gonna have a smoother ride with a morning flight versus a night flight. Another tip, guys, to overcome your fear of flying is when you get on that plane, as soon as the plane goes up in the air, go take a walk to the bathroom. That's what I do. I still do this. Take a walk to the restroom, get a feel of the way the plane is feeling, get used to being in the air. I'm telling you guys, it helped me so much. Take a walk to the bathroom, stay in there for a few minutes, just get a feel of the plane and how it's moving, and then go back to your seat. I recommend doing it about 2 or 3 times depending on how long your flight is. If it's just a 2-hour flight, then you just go one time, but definitely take a walk to the bathroom. And my last and final tip is to wear your seatbelt. When you have your seatbelt on, it just makes you feel more safe. So keep your seatbelt on. Don't get up if you don't have to, especially if they tell you not to, and you'll feel more safer. So guys, I really do hope that the tips that I gave you helped, because it did help me. I was totally like traumatized. I think I had like a PTSD or something, but now I fly, like I'm flying all over it, because I'm a budget traveler. So to get those great deals, sometimes I might have to go on multiple plane rides to get to my destination. And I do it. I've been doing it with my kids for the last 4 years and some. So if I can do it, you can do it too. And also guys, let me know if any of these things work for you, or if you have any other tips for other people that's viewing right now. Please share it so this can help them out. A fear of flying can delay you so much, and I really want you guys to travel. So make sure you share if you've had the same issue, a fear of flying. Please help other people that's still suffering with this, and let us know how you did it. You guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.